Putting a price on a work of art is like dancing with the ebb and flow of market trends. Nevertheless, in the ever-changing realm of the art business, a small number of artists whose works are so beloved that their value is unchangeable. Access to these pieces is limited to the lucky few. These rare and valuable artifacts are impossible to buy with money. This video uncovers the strange conspiracies surrounding some of the world's most renowned and costly artworks, like the Sistine Chapel's hidden brain anatomy and the Mona Lisa's seemingly limitless secrets. Let's go! Number 1. Who does the Mona Lisa represent? Among Leonardo da Vinci's paintings, the Mona Lisa is perhaps the most well-known for various reasons, including the mysteries hidden within that picture that became well-known in the 2000s thanks to the book and film The Da Vinci Code. However, the idea we will discuss today is considerably more contemporary and integrates current research on the picture itself and documented historical facts about Leonardo da Vinci. Pavel Floresco, an art historian who has written books and studied Leonardo da Vinci, set out in 2015 to verify Sigmund Freud's theory of the person in the picture. Sigmund Freud stated in his 1910 book, Leonardo da Vinci and a Memory of His Childhood, that da Vinci attempted to replicate his mother Caterina's smile, from whom he had been estranged since childhood, through the woman's enigmatic smile in the painting. To do this, Pavel noted that Leonardo da Vinci's deliberate use of the number 2, both within and outside the painting, is a key to deciphering a secret contained in this piece. You see 2 eyes and 2 noses on yourself. It goes far deeper than that. Wait. Pavel started by peering within the artwork. Looking closely at the painting, you will notice that the number 2 keeps appearing in even less obvious places. Examples include the bridge that connects 2 edges, the 2 column bases in the painting's edge, and the Mona Lisa's 2 complete fingers. Pavel then focused on information on the life of the artist who was responsible for the artwork and its actual creation. Pavel accomplished this by using a decoding technique in which each alphabetical letter represents a numerical value determined by its position in the alphabet. Pavel selected the Italian alphabet, excluding all foreign influences, including the letters J, K, W, X, and Y. Despite Latin being the prevalent language of the philosophers of Da Vinci's day, Da Vinci himself could not speak it very well, which is why this letter scheme was selected. Thus, the Italian alphabet's numerical value is Pavel used the numbers to calculate the total numbers for each letter in his mother's name, Caterina, and the painting Mona Lisa. Thus, his decoding technique would operate as follows in practice. MONALISA, 11 plus 13 plus 12 plus 1 plus 10 plus 9 plus 17 plus 1 equals 74. CATERINA, 3 plus 1 plus 18 plus 5 plus 16 plus 9 plus 12 plus 1 equals 65. From the sums of Mona Lisa and Caterina, Pavel used a form of symbolical arithmetics, where he summed up the digits within a number. Pavel ended up with Mona Lisa equals 74 equals 7 plus 411 equals 1 plus 1 equals 2. Caterina equals 65 equals 6 plus 5 equals 11 equals 1 plus 1 equals 2. If you believe Pavel is just adding up the numbers to back up his claims, you should know that Da Vinci was a math enthusiast and that his works have historically been shown to include symbols and codes. Pavel thought he had validated Sigmund Freud's theory of the person's symbolic meaning, given the comparable ending amounts of the paintings and his mother's names. Pavel also notes that Madonna Lisa del Giocondo, the beautiful Florentine who served as the painting's model, may have been chosen because Da Vinci believed she was the perfect embodiment of pregnancy. Da Vinci's preference for models that faithfully capture his vision is further shown by looking for the ideal Judas in the Last Supper by searching the alleys of Milan's Borghetto neighborhood. However, it is only one of the Mona Lisa's secrets. Experts are currently working to uncover other mysteries, such as the potential that the artwork is a self-portrait or the precise method used to create it. Number 2. Van Gogh's Last Supper. Speaking of Leonardo da Vinci, let's discuss a potential relationship between the Renaissance mastermind and the well-known painting by Van Gogh. You may be familiar with this vivid portrayal of nightfall at a café terrace in Orleans, France, known as Café Terrace at Night, created in 1888, featuring Van Gogh's signature use of color. Independent scholar Jared Baxter suggests that there may have been a reference to Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper in this artwork. Before delving into the picture itself, it is imperative to acknowledge the profound influence of faith and religion on Van Gogh's life. People of religion surrounded Van Gogh, including his father, Theodorus van Gogh, a Dutch Reformed church pastor, and his uncle, a well-known Dutch theologian and biblical scholar. Van Gogh allegedly desired to preach the gospel everywhere before studying the arts, and his uncle even assisted him in becoming a minister. Baxter may be onto something here, since Van Gogh sent a letter to his brother Theo while working on the painting, expressing a strong desire for faith. However, where in the picture is this purported allusion found? Baxter initially contrasted the painting's sketch with the finished piece. He saw religious allusions, such as the surroundings of the central figure, which alludes to Jesus, a shadowy man walking away, alluding to Judas, a lantern's glimmer, suggesting a halo, and a cross next to the awning in the distance. Baxter even said that when reading art, one should always be open to the potential of being mistaken. However, despite his speculative opinion, academics specializing in Van Gogh's studies agree. Number 3. Brain anatomy in the Sistine Chapel. You may put your money on the Renaissance, as there are more mysteries and hidden meanings to be discovered. In an article titled Concealed Neuroanatomy in Michelangelo's Separation of Light from Darkness in the Sistine Chapel, published in 2010, two neuroscientists, Ian Sugg and Raphael Tamargo, revealed a previously overlooked detail in one of the panels of the frescoes known as the separation of light from darkness. This was discovered after closely examining the frescoes adorning the Sistine Chapel roof. Where, therefore, ought we to search this time? Here. Thankfully, Suk and Tamargo were kind enough to provide us with a thorough explanation of the concealed anatomy in case you're bewildered by what you're seeing. Given how deliberate Michelangelo is, there's a slim possibility that this is simply a coincidence. After all, he spent a significant amount of his career as an anatomy specialist. In exchange for carving a wooden crucifix that is still over the high altar today, the 17-year-old Michelangelo was permitted to use a room in the hospital connected to the Church of Santo Spirito to study the anatomy of corpses after the death of his previous patron in 1492. Even as he grew older, Michelangelo studied anatomy despite seeming to find it repulsive. Suk and Tamargo also contrasted Michelangelo's depictions of the neck in his other works, including Adam from the creation of Adam, or Ignudo from the sacrifice of Noah, with the image of God's neck in separation of light from darkness. Given Michelangelo's deliberate nature and extensive anatomical knowledge, Suk and Tamargo's thesis is strong. After all, other studies have revealed anatomical depictions that Michelangelo included in the Sistine Chapel panels. One such study, an interpretation of Michelangelo's creation of Adam based on neuroanatomy, published in 1990 by colleague neuroscientist F.L. Meshberger, details an equally precise brain anatomy that envelops God. One such article, titled Michelangelo's Divine Goiter, in the 2003 book Separation of Light from Darkness by Drs. Lennart and Anne Greth Bondison, examines God's neck and concludes that the intricate depiction of God's neck represents a goiter or swollen thyroid glands brought on by inflammation or a lack of iodine. Given that the region where Michelangelo was born, Tuscany, had an endemic incidence of goiter, it is also plausible that the illness is shown. Suk and Tamargo, on the other hand, disagreed with the concept, stating that Michelangelo, an anatomy specialist with the chance to study goiter firsthand, would have shown a more realistic goiter lesion. Neurosurgeon and art specialist Michael Salkman responds to both theories on the many interpretations of the anatomy in Michelangelo's paintings by cautioning against our brain's propensity to fill in or complete partial visual information to make sense of the world. Additionally, he states that some issues in art history can never be fully adjudicated, citing Michelangelo as an example. Despite his expertise in anatomy, it is said that he destroyed almost all of his anatomical records. The few that remain only depict topographic or musculoskeletal anatomy. So, what are your thoughts on those speculations concerning the most expensive paintings in the world? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, hit the subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.